Welcome to the Classic Soap Operas podcast, where every twist, turn, and secret is worth reliving. Today, we're diving deep into the wild, mysterious, and unforgettable life of John Black, the man of 1,000 pasts and one legendary love. Let's get into it.
Ever get hooked on a story where the twists just, well, they just keep coming? You know, the kind where you think you've seen it all, and then bam!
Yeah.
Something completely unexpected happens.
Oh, absolutely. Soap operas are the absolute masters of that, aren't they?
They really are. And when you think of a character who's lived through maybe more unbelievable scenarios than anyone else, John Black from Days of Our Lives,
Yeah.
he absolutely has to be in that conversation.
It really is remarkable how one character can become like a lightning rod for so much dramatic chaos. So much stuff happens to him.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What is it about these enduring figures that allows them to be constantly reinvented and tested in such extreme ways?
Exactly. And, we actually got a message from a listener who's been pondering just that John's almost supernatural ability to end up, well, brainwashed or facing some truly mind-bending situations.
Right. So this deep dive is for you as we try to unravel the tangled web that is John Black's life.
And to make sense of this sprawling narrative, we've gathered some really interesting material. We've got articles from SoapHub looking into, his history of manipulation and that initial mystery around him. Then there's NBC Insider's take on some of the show's most, let's say, outrageous storylines. Plus, the Wikipedia rundown of John and Marlena's epic romance.
Do you forget Marlena?
Never. And even a Reddit thread where fans share their most cherished and maybe most bewildering John Black memories.
Okay, so our mission today is basically to cut through all that noise and identify the core themes, the pivotal moments that really define John's story.
Yeah, we want to give you a clear understanding of the sheer number of lives this character seems to have lived.
And the forces that have shaped him, and ultimately why he's become such a legendary, if, let's be honest, perpetually perplexed figure in the Days universe.
That's a good way to put it, perpetually perplexed.
Okay, let's dive right in. We should probably start at the beginning, right? The moment he arrived in Salem as a man with no past, just known as the Pawn.
Right, 1986. And his entrance was, pure soap opera gold. An amnesiac.
Yep.
Held captive by Steve Johnson, Patch, on behalf of Victor Kiriakis.
So right away, this mysterious pawn was clearly a key piece in someone else's game, but his own identity was just a complete blank slate.
It's fascinating how immediately the writers establish that sense of intrigue, and danger around this character.
And he doesn't stay captive for long, does he?
Yeah.
He manages to escape, and, well, can you just picture it?
A man with a bandaged face.
Yeah, wandering through Salem, no idea who he is. He sees the name John Black on a war memorial, and just like that, seizes it.
A brand new identity, forged basically from chance, which looking back seems almost symbolic, doesn't it?
Totally. Given all the identity crises he'd face later.
And early on, Marlena Evans becomes really central to his story. She tries to help him recover his lost memories through hypnosis.
And that path, almost inevitably, leads them straight to a Stefano Demera safe house. It's like this gravitational pull towards the show's main conflicts.
Of course it does. Where else would it lead?
And here's where it gets really interesting. During a moment in West Virginia, John takes off his shirt, and there it is.
The Phoenix tattoo.
The Phoenix tattoo.
Yeah.
Now, for anyone who knows Days history, that symbol is practically synonymous with Stefano Demera.
The presumed killer of Marlena's husband, Roman. Talk about an immediate red flag.
Huge red flag.
It's a brilliant piece of storytelling, though. Instantly connects this amnesiac to the show's, deep-seated history and its most iconic villain.
And then, just to add another layer of complexity, they find these pre-surgery photos that suggest John is actually Roman Brady.
Right, so this leads to this deeply emotional reunion and marriage between John, who thinks he's Roman, and Marlena, who's just overjoyed her husband is back.
But of course, in the world of soaps...
nothing is ever that simple.
Exactly. The real Roman eventually resurfaces, revealing that the man Marlena married was, well, an imposter.
And the truth about John's origins, still largely a mystery. It's incredible the show continues to explore it even now.
What exactly happened during his time as the Pawn? Who gave him the new face? These are questions that have fueled fan theories for, decades.
Which brings us right back to the heart of our listener's question, this recurring theme of brainwashing.
Yeah.
It's not just a plot device in John's life, it's practically a defining characteristic, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Why do you think this trope resonates so strongly in this genre? Is it just Easy drama or something more?
Well, maybe both. But consider this. Back in 2018, when John was caught poisoning Steve Johnson.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, a SoapHub poll showed that a staggering 84% of viewers just automatically assumed he was being brainwashed again.
84%. That tells you everything, doesn't it? About the audience's expectations when it comes to John Black.
Yeah.
It's almost the default setting.
It absolutely does. The sheer number of times he's been manipulated is almost, well, it's almost a running gag among fans, albeit a dramatic one.
Right, from thinking he was Stefano's pawn.
To believing he was Roman.
Then the assassin phase, the priest phase.
Oh, the priest phase. And even that wonderfully bizarre period of, questioning his parentage, the whole, "Are you my mother?" saga.
It makes you wonder how any shred of his original self has managed to hang on through all that.
And who are the usual suspects pulling the strings?
Well, it's the holy trinity of Salem villainy, isn't it? Stefano, Andre, sometimes Vivian throws her hat in the ring.
It's like they have a timeshare on John's free will.
Huh, that's good.
Interestingly, though, that SoapHub article did mention that small percentage, about 15% of viewers, who, even when he was poisoning Steve, thought maybe, just maybe.
He was doing it to protect him. In
Yeah.
some really convoluted way.
Exactly. Which raises a fascinating point about how much audiences are willing to rationalize for characters they love, even when their actions seem completely irrational.
That's a great point. It really speaks to that deep connection viewers feel. But let's be honest, the sheer volume of evidence usually points towards good old-fashioned Salem-style mind control being the more likely explanation.
Precisely. And the NBC Insider article even touches on this almost with a wink, suggesting that things like amnesia, brainwashing, coming back from the dead, it's all just standard operating procedure for Day's residents.
It really is part of the show's DNA, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're not wrong. Remember the Princess Gina storyline?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Stefano had a computer chip implanted in Hope Brady, filled with Princess Gina's memories. I mean, that's not your average neighborhood drama.
Or the Stefano storyline, where Dr. Rolfe, in his inimitable fashion, implanted Stefano's actual memories into Steve Johnson.
Wild.
The show has definitely leaned into the more outlandish possibilities of manipulating consciousness. It allows for really high stakes and dramatic character shifts without necessarily, killing off beloved figures permanently.
Okay, so John's brain has basically been scrambled more times than an egg at a diner. We've established that.
Fair assessment.
But through all that chaos, one element has remained a constant, well, a frequently turbulent constant, his epic love story with Marlena Evans.
Yes. Jelena, or Jelena, depending on who you ask. They are, without a doubt, a soap opera super couple for the ages.
Absolutely. Their devoted fan base proves that. And, even with John's amnesia right at the start and Marlena grappling with losing Roman.
There was that connection. That initial connection was palpable, and that immediate spark, that's crucial for establishing a lasting super couple, isn't it?
Totally. From the very beginning, there was just this undeniable pull between them. But their early years, wow, a gauntlet of soap opera obstacles.
Manipulative third parties.
Marlena's numerous apparent demises. You almost have to admire their perseverance. Or maybe just their obliviousness to the sheer improbability of it all.
Well, the return of the real Roman, obviously, threw a massive wrench in the works. Created that classic love triangle.
Right. And John even went on to marry Isabella Toscana, which was a significant relationship in its own right.
It was. But that magnetic pull between John and Marlena, it was ultimately too strong. Led to their affair and eventually the revelation about their daughter Belle's paternity.
And we absolutely cannot talk about John and Marlena without mentioning the truly iconic and, let's face it, utterly bizarre storyline of Marlena's possession by the devil.
Oh, the possession. A classic.
And who was there to play a crucial role in her exorcism.
John, believing he was a priest at the time.
In a particularly ironic twist. Only in Salem.
Exactly. Their history is just peppered with these extraordinary events alongside, more conventional soap opera stuff like Hope's brainwashed pregnancy.
Which thankfully turned out to be a false alarm.
Right. And Marlena's own stint as the Salem stalker, her subsequent amnesia, it's a testament to the writer's creativity, maybe.
And perhaps the audience's tolerance for the unbelievable.
Fair point.
They've exchanged vows more times than I can count, but apparently only one of their marriages back in November 2018 is currently considered legally binding.
Which is kind of a funny detail, isn't it? It just underscores the often messy realities of these long-term soap opera relationships.
It really does.
And that Reddit discussion we looked at, it really brings home the emotional investment fans have in them. People mention moments like their forbidden love after the first Roman reveal and Marlena running onto the Alamein jet after him. Those grand, sweeping, romantic gestures, they're clearly etched in the collective memory of the viewers.
That's a key part of what makes these couples so beloved, isn't it? Those big moments.
Absolutely.
Speaking of enduring memories and big moments, we really need to shift focus now to a very significant real-world event that has profoundly impacted the John Black storyline.
Yes, the passing of the wonderful Drake Hodgeston.
Such sad news. He embodied the character of John Black for an incredible 38 years.
38 years. He became so intrinsically linked to that role. His passing in 2024 from pancreatic cancer was just a deeply felt loss for the entire Days of Our Lives community, fans and cast alike.
It's incredibly poignant, isn't it, that he was actually involved in planning his character's final arc, including John's death and funeral.
It really is. And the show is currently navigating this very emotional farewell. There's a new mystery surrounding John's disappearance,
Which seems to be setting the stage for Marlena to take a very proactive, very central role.
Right. Martha Madison, who plays their daughter Belle, she described the upcoming storyline as a sort of adventure mystery, with Marlena stepping into a hero position to find him. She highlighted that it's designed to evoke that classic soap opera storytelling feel, aiming for a whole spectrum of emotions from the audience.
It sounds like a way to really honor both the character and, of course, the actor.
Exactly. Executive producer Ken Corday spoke very movingly about how challenging it was crafting a death story while Drake was still with them. He emphasized this final storyline is intended as a true tribute to Drake Hodgeston's remarkable legacy.
You could feel that. Even Stephen Nichols, who plays Steve Johnson, Patch, shared how emotionally difficult it was filming those farewell scenes.
Understandably so. It really underscores that unique relationship between soap opera actors, their characters, and the audience. Like that Ask.com piece pointed out, Days has this incredibly dedicated fandom.
Oh, for sure.
And characters like John Black become almost like extended family to viewers over the decades.
Yeah, the Reddit discussions really reflected that. So much heartfelt appreciation for Drake Hodgeston's portrayal, people reminiscing about their favorite John Black storylines. It's just a testament to the power of this long-form storytelling.
Definitely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's just reflect on the incredible journey of John Black. I mean, his story has been a dizzying ride, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Multiple identities, constant manipulation by villains.
And that central, often unbelievably complicated, but ultimately enduring love story with Marlena Evans.
He's been such a linchpin of Days of Our Lives for decades. And his character's resilience, somehow, against all odds, has undoubtedly contributed to the show's lasting appeal.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And the current storyline, it serves as this particularly poignant farewell. Not just to the fictional character of John Black, but as a really heartfelt tribute to the extraordinary talent and dedication of Drake Hodgeston.
Well said. And that brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. Considering the sheer number of lives John Black has lived, the constant barrage of challenges he's faced, what single aspect do you believe most defines his character?
That's a good question.
And maybe, what does his enduring saga, with all its twists and turns, tell us about the enduring appeal of soap opera narratives? These ongoing tales of identity, manipulation, and, maybe at their heart, the enduring power of love.
It's definitely something to ponder.
Thanks for joining us on this journey through John Black's ever-evolving saga. What do you think defines John the most? The mystery, the mind games, or the love story that never quits? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the podcast with your fellow soap fans. Until next time, keep watching the hourglass, because as sands keep slipping, so do the secrets of our favorite soaps.